What's up, crypto world? This is Sky Vision from Cryptowatch, bringing you a Cryptowatch update number one, first one ever. And this is a doozy. It's a good one. We got a couple of stories that are very important, especially starting last week, as you might not know, but the market's been really on the way down, and there's a couple of stories which kind of contradict that, but nevertheless, they're very important. Late last week, I think it was Thursday, SEC released a statement, and this one's given by, as you can see right there, William Hinman, Director Division of Corporate Finance, that they're pretty much ruling here that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. I'm surprised, but happily surprised. That means the jurisdiction is given over as a commodity. I'm assuming the CFTC is going to handle all the regulation here. Let me just highlight and read what he is talking about. So this is the main statement here. As an aside, you might ask, given that these token sales often look like security offerings, why are other promoters choosing to package the investment as a coin or a token offering? This is an especially good question if the network on which the token or coin will function is not yet operational. I think there can be a number of reasons. For a while, some believe such labeling might by itself remove the transaction from the security loss. I think people now realize labeling an investment opportunity as a coin or token does not achieve that result. Second, this labeling might have been used to bring some marketing sizzle to the enterprise. That might still work to some extent, but the track record of ICOs is still being sorted out, and some of that sizzle may not be more of a potential warning flare for investors. So quickly scrolling down to what I really wanted to say is right here. Looking at Bitcoin today, I do not see a central third party whose efforts are a key determining factor in the enterprise. The network on which Bitcoin functioned is operational and appears to have been decentralized for some time, perhaps from inception, applying the disclosure regime of the federal securities laws to the offer of resale of Bitcoin would seem to add little value. And putting aside the fundraising that accompanied the creation of Ether, based on my understanding of the present state of Ether, the Ethereum network, and its decentralized structure, current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions. And as with Bitcoin, applying the disclosure regime of the federal securities laws to current transactions in Ether will seem to add little value. Over time, there may be other sufficient decentralized networks and systems where regulation of tokens that function of them as securities may not be required, and so on and so forth. So what does that mean? I think it's good news for Ether and Bitcoin. They're kind of free from that regulation that everybody thought was going to bring crypto down, and which leads to what this statement didn't talk about, which was what everybody was really trying to figure out, is what's going on with Ripple. So Ripple, with the other big news story, just came out yesterday, or at least I just saw it yesterday morning. It's this doozy by the Daily Hodl. That Ripple has a deal with U.S. Treasury, and it defined XRP, the token for Ripple, as a currency, not a security. Now that's big news. This is the first recognized virtual currency, as it's now called by our government, to actually be recognized as a currency. Not even Bitcoin has that title yet. I don't know what this means. That's something that still remains to be seen, but this is, to me, really big news. Who knows what's that gonna lead Ripple to? As I mentioned before, just in the last episode, I wanted to see what the correlation between a project like Ripple and its token in the market like XRP, what the correlation is when you hear news of the project doing something as it refers to what the effects are on this actual token in the market, whether it goes up or down in value, or they're still all following Bitcoin, that sort of thing. This I think there's going to be more news coming out this week, and can't wait to see what else comes up. This article here highlights, let's just read it real fast. The currency of the Ripple network, known as XRP, was pre-mined. In other words, unlike some other virtual currencies, XRP was fully generated prior to its distribution. As of 2015, XRP is the second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization after Bitcoin, as we all knew. Ethereum usually is in second place most of the time, but There's going to be more news coming up. These are the two big stories. I had to do it. I'm keeping the updates short, but I'll leave the links below for both of these stories. Ethereum, Bitcoin, not securities, and XRP is a recognized currency, not a security. So, I don't know. Positive big wins for the crypto market. And this is Cryptowatch, Sky Vision. Also